Hello everybody, it's Lisa Brown, Brown Girls Crafting. This is one of those Dollar True bamboo cutting boards that you can usually find on sale. And I decided to go ahead and cut out a little tiny heart from this corrugated cardboard that I had out of a box. I just drew a simple little heart. Now I'm just cutting around my shape. And then we're going to go ahead and pull off the front part of that so we can see the corrugated part. And this came off pretty easy for the most part. There was just a few places. I did pick up this little pick from Harbor Freight, and that was able to pull out all those little pieces. I'm painting this with a Plaster Paints Ruby Slipper Metallic. It's a really pretty red for Christmas and Valentine's Day. I'm making sure I go around all of my edges because there is kind of a little puffed edge around each of those little ridges, and I want to make sure those were all colored in. Once we have that down, we're going to give it a good dry. It does take a few minutes for this to dry. I'm going to take some of my wedding dress, not my wedding dress, but a wedding dress that I purchased at Canton. I think I got these for like $10 a piece. One of them had a lot of old vintage lace on it and some really pretty lace. We're going to cut this one and take it down because that doesn't quite fit. So I'm going to take out some of those inner parts there and just use the outer part of this piece of lace. I'm just going to put some hot glue around my edges and just start putting it on. And I'm just twisting it in the direction that I really want it to go. And this was just the perfect size. Once I took out all of those little pieces, I was able to manipulate it to go around that heart really good. And both sides met up at the top. I think this turned out to be really cute. I thought about making the heart a little bit bigger, and I decided not to because I knew this lace that was on here, I knew it wouldn't be big enough, and this right here happened to be just the perfect size. I was using the low temp setting on my glue gun so that I wouldn't get burned. I decided to clip out that little flower and put it in the center there. It's just like a little daisy. And I'm trimming off all the little threads that help this all go together. Now I'm just taking some beads that I got from Hobby Lobby in the wedding section. This roll of beads is fairly long and it was like $2.49. And I'm just going around to cover up all the edges of my cardboard and just finish it off. This is a real simple project. I didn't have to make it just go super fast to get it all in. But I think it turned out really cute. I'm going to take one little bead and put it in the center of that flower. And then we're going to glue this onto our cutting board here. Once I had that down, I decided to take parts of the wedding dress skirt. This is kind of like a chiffon sheer fabric, and then I took some of the lace that was on it and used part of that. Then I ended up getting up and getting a bigger piece of the lace. I cut this dress all the way down to just pieces so that I would be able to use different parts of it. We're just going to cut some more little strips of this lace here to add to our little bundle up there because we're just going to make a shabby looking little bow. I'm going to use one of those pieces to tie up our little bow here right in the center, and it is going to be way too big for this little board, and we will cut it down. We're going to use that same tie that we're tying a knot there in, and we're going to put that to the back, and we're going to tie it onto that top handle. And I did put just a little bit of glue under that to hold my bow in place. We're going to go ahead and trim it off, and I did trim it even more after this video was over because the top part of it was just a little bit too long. I decided to go ahead and take a piece of the chiffon and put in the top hole there. But before we do that, we're going to look for a piece of Totally Dazzled. And did you know that Totally Dazzled has gone out of business? Right now they're having closeout sales, so you might check them out. We're going to look through our little pieces here and find one that's just, I really didn't want a gold. I kind of wanted a silver. And I had one silver one left, and I decided to go ahead and put that on. It's like a little daisy, so it looks really cute with this. You can see I have the top of that in that little hole there at the handle. We're going to tie it off and have a cute little home decor piece. Have a great day, everybody.